Hi everybody, welcome to this new episode of Biodecoding. So today we are going to be talking about eczema, and we are just going to keep using what we have been using before, which is just thinking all together what this disease is, and then we are just going to use our logic to get to what message is that the body is trying to tell us, and at the same time we are going to try to feel as well. Okay, so as always, I'm going to remind you that this is the general meaning. You can only know what your body is trying to express for you when you actually have a session, or maybe with today's message you are going to start unraveling what this is for you. So just try to keep feeling your body and what feels right for you in this case, because guys, this is individually. So what I'm saying here doesn't mean that this is specifically what's going on for you. If you are new to my channel, I would invite you to watch my first episode, which is called What is Biodecoding? Because maybe if you are listening to this and you have no idea of this therapy, you could think that I'm a little bit cuckoo, okay? So just do that. And also I suggest as well, guys, that you watch the episode called What Decoding Anemia, because it's where I try to explain the blueprint for how all this is going to work, okay? I'll try to leave the link either above or just below in the description, so that it's easy for you to find, but it's anyway on a playlist which is called Biodecoding 101 with Marta. Okay guys, so we just start with the definition of eczema. So what is eczema? You just check this yourself in a website that feels right for you. So eczema is the name of this group of skin conditions that has this inflammatory response, okay, and that it creates itchiness, dry skin, maybe blisters, that the skin peels, even like infections in the skin, and rashes, and maybe others. And this is also because there are all these types of eczema, right? But more or less this is the definition. So what do we know about inflammation already, guys? So we said that inflammation could have two meanings. One meaning could be anger, okay? And I tried to explain that, I think, in the last episode. So when you think about anger, you know, like it's when all the system is just, you know, building up and you are about like to punch, like you are just getting all this energy, you know, like to do something physical, because this is what you are feeling inside, yes? But it could also mean that the body is actually healing, okay? Because we know that when the body is releasing something, this can actually cause inflammation. So we don't know in this moment in time if you have eczema, if you are trying to repair something going on in your life, or if you are actually angry because of something going on in your life. And we are going to get where just in a while. So, but bear this in mind, because this is what this skin condition has with it all the time, or most of the time. Now, ask yourself as well, when is this happening? Like, do you have the eczema present in your body on the same intensity level through the whole year, or you have periods where it is less and periods where it is more, you know, and it depends. Because this is going to help you as well to find out what is happening and why your body is manifesting what it is manifesting. right? And now we are going to check which part of the body is involved in the eczema, and I'll try to comment with a couple of the symptoms of this disease, but we would need like a lot more of time to get deeper into all of them. So again, this is just to give you more insight of this disease and trying to help you, okay? So the part of the body that is involved in this disease is the skin. So again, guys, we try to use the brain and we try to think, what is the skin? So the skin is the largest organ in the body, okay? As you can see, and all these layers as well that you can see just now, like physically speaking. So what does the skin do? Like we need to think about the functions of the skin. So the first thing is actually, protection. Yes, it's actually protecting the body from the outside, okay? Things that could cause the body some damage. These things are going to find first the skin. So it's protecting us from the external. Okay, I hope that you are following. What else? It helps to regulate the body temperature, okay? And it allows us to sweat. And because of this, the body, for example, can cool down. Another thing. And it also helps us to what? To feel, okay? It helps us to feel. And the tactile, function as well, which is this. So this is the main functions of the skin. At the same time, they are different levels as well. But we are talking about eczema, so we are actually talking of the epidermis, yes? And with all this information, you actually have already, I believe, all the clues about what conflict you could be going through just now, okay? So I'll let you think if you want, just pause the video, because what's important about this is that you don't need to trust me, you don't need to believe me. What I would like you to do is to think and to check this with yourself. So just check what answers come up for you when I'm asking, what would it mean for you, what I've just said in regards to your own life, okay? And then I'll give you the answer, and the answer from what I know. Yes, but again, you keep checking with yourself, because maybe for you the message is going to be something different. But the eczema, when we are experiencing eczema, we are actually experiencing what? A separation conflict. Okay? Separation conflict. From what? From a person, from an animal, from a place, from a job, from a circumstance, from a country, a separation from something that we actually want in our lives and we don't have anymore, or that we have never had in our lives. Yes? I'll give you an example. So it could be like this boy, and he's 16 years old, and his dad is actually going on because of job, right? He has to go to another country, right? And they actually have a really, really close relationship, okay? And the dad for this boy is everything in his world, and he's going to go to this side of the world, and maybe he won't be able to go back for maybe 2 years or 3 years, things like that. And when the dad leaves, like maybe 3 days later, he starts having eczema, maybe in his hands, okay? Now, it's important as well to know in which part of the body the eczema is manifesting for you, because it's not the same if you are manifesting eczema on your scalp, on your hands, on your elbows, on your knees. The meaning is going to be different, okay, depending on which part of the body. We won't get into that just now, but just letting you know that, think about that too. And this is what happens for this boy. So it could be that he is experiencing this separation conflict with his dad, and this is what it is. Usually the symptoms don't appear at that age, and just because. So probably this boy has lived a conflict which had to do with this in his early childhood, or maybe in his mom's womb, so, but I'm just giving you this example because it's going to be easy to understand for you, okay? Now, we were talking about the symptoms that it causes, it could cause dry skin, it could cause that the skin is actually flaking off, and others. So let's go into the peeling off, because sometimes this happens. And here I'm going to explain something else, right? So I remember this example, and it had to do with this woman. So she had eczema, and it was manifesting in the chest, okay, just here. And while working on it, it turned out that she had lived an experience where a guy that she was starting to date started to behave like in a way that she didn't like, okay, and like really inappropriate. And all of a sudden the guy would try to put his hand, on her chest without her permission. And sometimes she would manifest eczema just here, and eventually this is what the body was trying to say, that she didn't feel comfortable with this, and actually what she wanted was that this guy would take his hand off her chest, okay? So I'm saying this because in this case, when we are talking about eczema, but for her, and we are talking about the skin flaking off, it doesn't have the same meaning as I've been explaining, okay? So in this case, is not that she is feeling separated from the guy. In this case is that she doesn't want this guy to enter into her field, so into her body, okay? So this is why the body was trying to do for her. Another thing is when the eczema is itchy, guys, you actually need to start doing this. You need to ask yourself these two questions. So the first question is, when it's itchy, is it like a pleasant itchiness, or it is like an uncomfortable itchiness? Why am I saying this? Because the two of them are going to have two different meanings. So if it's something pleasant, guess what the eczema is trying to tell you and to do for you. And if it's not, the same thing. But guys, basically this is what it is, a separation conflict. So it could be that, the eczema is showing up after you have left your country, It could be as well that it's happening when the lover of your life has left. It could happen when you had this job that you loved so much and all of a sudden it's not there anymore, you know? So it's, you know, this feeling thing that is not there with you and that you want actually to be in contact with you again, you know? Like the hugs from your lover. So this is what you want, you know? Like this contact again. So this is what your body is trying to do for you, okay? And I'm going to say something as well from the country where I'm living at. You know, guys, is Scotland, and I love Scotland. But one of the things that I have noticed since I'm here, I don't know if this is like this in the rest of the United Kingdom, but it's that people here happen to have eczema, okay? So I don't know if this also could have to do with Scotland itself. So let me explain you this. I'm not saying that this has to be your case, okay? But I have this feeling that because Scotland has been living all these things and in history, like Scotland hasn't had like a easy path, guys, you know? So I don't know if like Scotland itself, like Scottish people could be actually separated or feeling separated from themselves in a way, you know? Do you, like Scottish people, do you feel that you are being yourselves, you know? And even like from this history point of view, from how Scotland was in the past, like Scottish people, you know, could you be feeling separated from your roots as a country, as how Scotland was? You know, this is just a question. You can let me know in the comments. And also, this could be as well like from transgenerational, you know, guys. So transgenerational means that this conflict that hasn't been resolved in the ancestors, you know, from each individual family, just goes to the next generation. So I don't know, like maybe your great grandparents, you know, were experiencing this, or maybe they had to leave their land, or maybe they had to leave their homes, or maybe they were separated from their families. You know, guys, I'm trying to think about, you know, history and what could have happened, not to get very specific into anything, but just thinking, and they feeling this separation, and at the same time, of course, that they wanted like this contact, you know, and they were unable like to deal with it, and this had no other choice because, guys, it's energy, it's in the unconscious, to go to the next generation. So it could actually be, guys, that you are experiencing eczema and it's not even yours. It could be that this eczema that you are experiencing comes from your great grandparents, guys, or I don't know, from the unconscious, you know, the Scottish collective, you know, something like that. But again, I don't know how this is in the rest of, you know, the United Kingdom. Maybe it's the same, I'm not sure. But here in Scotland, I've met quite a few people with the same issue, you know, in different parts of the body, of course, but eczema anyway. And this is something that we don't have, for example, in my hometown, which, you know, guys, is Barcelona, well, Spain, Catalonia. So I don't know, that made me think, and I'm just sharing this with you, just putting this out there, because maybe this is going to help you as well with this skin condition. So, okay, guys, I hope that this is helpful. Let me know how this is for you. Feel free to share, you know, how you are experiencing this, because this is going to help other people as well. And if this was helpful, guys, please share, like it, and subscribe to my channel. Okay? I'm sending you a big hug.